Billions died.
That's not how I thought you were going to start this.
No, but I would love to know who had the bright idea to have the Red Cross have a deal with Godzilla X Kong to promote the movie.
What?
Hello and welcome to Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please do not forget to rewind. I'm Ethan.
I'm confused.
And that's Annmarie.
Wait, the Red
Yeah, the American Red Cross. I saw this 15 minutes before we left to go see the movie. The American Red Cross has a partnership deal with Godzilla X Kong. And it's just so hilarious to me.
Well done. Well done.
Yep. I mean, it's it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, it's when I think of someone needs blood, all those billions of people are getting crushed by giant lizards and gorillas and
moths.
And moths, oh my.
Everything.
I mean, I think of the American Red Cross. So, what an interesting deal. What a fun time. We saw Godzilla X Kong.
I was like, this is such an interesting intro, how we're doing this. Yay, monsters! Yeah, we love destroying the place.
Yes. And coming off the tail of Godzilla -1.
This is not your Godzilla -1.
This is not your peak cinema. That is
This is not
Godzilla -1, but it is peak in the sense of your annual dose of kaiju fighting injection that you need to just have going, man. I love it.
I can't believe it. This movie. Be honest, we both didn't have we knew going into this movie that we're not going for the story. We're just going in for the monster fight.
Yeah, and I think Warner Brothers and Legendary kind of have that nailed down. Almost nailed down, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Because I will say that this movie is the perfect example as to why you can keep the smallest bit of the human aspect, but you don't need them to talk.
At all.
Yeah, do not. You could do the whole movie, or at least 98% of it, with just the emotions from the kaijus themselves, and it works. This movie does pretty much that. This Adam Wingard, great job, and the VFX stars in creating this story that to have the kaijus emote, and tell a story, and not rely too much on the human aspect like they have in the past. And I mean, it works. It's shown. I want to give more money to them so they can understand we want less humans in our kaiju movies.
I did feel bad for Kong. Kong had a great storyline in this. I was very happy because most of the time you see a lot more humans than the monsters. And this one I'm like, wow, we got 2/3 of this movie is just monsters, which is so much fun.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, again, the human stuff, they decided to cut most of that out, and it's just I want to say 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is maybe even still too sizable an amount to have in a movie like this. I think you could probably cut down to 5.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything.
Are you saying cut down the human parts just to 5 minutes? That would be insane. That budget would go through the roof.
Yeah, I mean, hey man,
monster!
You're making so much money off of this. It is worth it. It is worth it.
It is true. They're doing good so far. 80 million at the box office. So
domestically, yeah.
Yeah, you never know. Okay, so that's interesting because who are any of these actors? I'm sorry, I didn't know anyone in this movie at all. I don't even know half of their names, which is probably a good thing because I'm Kong and Godzilla, let's go.
You saw Godzilla versus Kong, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
yeah.
I mean,
I just couldn't remember any of them.
Yeah, Rebecca Hall's character, I think she was in the first Godzilla versus Kong. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And then, you have the little girl there.
Mm-hmm.
Brian most of them came from that movie. But the new guy, I can't remember the actor's name.
I have no idea.
But,
Trapper?
Yeah, the guy
that
that plays
name?
Trapper.
Yeah.
That guy. What a charismatic, fun character.
Yeah,
like,
they were fun.
Yeah, it's like these actors knew, like, this script is just Hallmark kaiju. Yeah, that's what I always...
That's the best way to describe it.
Seriously, I was watching, I was rewatching Godzilla vs. Kong with my dad the other day.
Yeah.
And he's just like, wow, I really feel Hallmark. I'm like, you know what, that's right. This is exactly that. This is the Hallmark kaiju. These are the Hallmark kaiju movies. You don't go in there for, like, the intense, like, cinematic stories. You go in there because you know you can turn off your brain and just have a good time.
Yeah.
You know?
I was, I no spoilers yet, but I want to be a part of the design team of the monsters. They were so cool. I love how Godzilla's designed in this. Kong's design in it. You can't do much, but they do something in this movie that kind of changes it. Oh man, I just loved all the designs, and I'm like, this is a pretty movie. Like, even though half of the time, like, monsters are just being ripped open, I was like, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, the aesthetic was just so not, like, very 80s-esque.
Yeah.
And I really liked that about it.
Yeah.
Like, especially with the music, the score.
Yes.
A lot of synthesizers, a lot of, like, soundtrack too, like, of music from that era. You know, I was on board with it. Almost gave me, like, a borderline Guardians of the Galaxy vibe.
Oh wait, you're so right though.
Yeah. Or like a Taika Waititi, one of the two.
You know, I would love to see Taika direct a Godzilla movie.
Yo.
Taika, call me. I got you. Next one.
And you wouldn't have to worry about spending so much time writing a script.
Yeah.
Because,
you don't have to write a script. You just put monsters. Fight.
Yeah. Like, it's like George Lucas when he wrote the first draft of Phantom Menace. Where it's just like, there's a lot of they fight. So...
Oh my gosh.
I mean, am I wrong, though?
You're not... Yeah.
I honestly thought there was a lot less fighting in this movie than I was expecting. Because the beginning and middle-ish parts of the movie, I would say, are kind of slowish. And I think it's mainly because of the human aspects. But still, even with that, the monster sequences are kind of... You know, it's like, oh, I've seen that before. And there was, in fact, a couple of... I mean, this isn't really spoiler, but sea serpent-y kind of
There's
battles.
monsters.
Yeah, I mean, there's like 2 sea serpent battles with 2 supposedly different creatures, but, you know, it's just kind of like, okay, we just saw a sea serpent battle. Now we're going to see another sea serpent battle directly after that.
You know... I thought they were the same monsters.
That's what I thought at first, but I'm like, no, these are... One's just a random one in a lake, and the other one's just like this apparently special one that gets someone all juiced up.
Yeah. This movie's just so interesting because, like, we were laughing at it, too, during the movie.
I was actually laughing almost right out of the gate because I'm not sure if you noticed this, but the weird idea, and it baffles me, like, not in a good way, it baffles me that someone was like, you know what would be a great idea where to put the, like, beginning credits? Like, during the first Godzilla fight? It was like, I don't care who the executive producer is when, like, a giant lizard's on screen fighting an octo person.
They knew what they were doing.
Like, come on. Like, I want to see that. Why do I want to see Harvey Schmoops, like, and his associate producer credit when I paid to come to see.
I just want to see monsters beat each other up.
Exactly. And, you know, it's not the biggest, you know, complaint in the world, but at the end of the day, whose idea was that? Because it's kind of distracting.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like a weird placement. Yeah. Oh my god, the amount of, like, we're in Cairo. Now we're in the pyramids of Egypt.
Take a shot every time you go to a different country.
Oh my gosh. You know what I was thinking the whole time, though? I was like, you know when you were a little kid and you had a friend over and you had your Godzilla and Kong action figures, and then your little brother wants to come join, and he brings his own little action figure, and then he does something, and you're like, that's kind of cool. That's this movie to me.
Yeah.
They're like, boom! Hit them together!
Oh my gosh. See, this should have been Barbie.
Oh,
Like, just have Barbie and then, like, a Godzilla action. You're like, poo-poo, and then, like, show what's really going on.
listen, Barbie 2 and Godzilla x Kong.
Hey, both Warner Brother properties.
I'm telling you!
I mean, you guys
You want another...
call us up. Nah.
You want another billion? Can we go into...
What are we going to say? It's like $1 billion movie?
Barbie made $1 billion. I'm just
I
saying.
mean, I was talking about Godzilla.
Oh, no. Godzilla, listen.
It's on track, though. It might.
Uh,
Internationally?
Maybe. That is true. The international audience loved their Godzilla, so
Yeah.
who knows?
We
Can we get
love
into...
Godzilla.
Can we get into spoilers?
Yeah, let's, I mean, there's not too much
I just want to talk about one part.
But I guess before we get into our intensely radioactive spoiler territory, how many little baby Kongs?
Baby Kongs? I love the baby Kong.
How many it's just a baby Kongs?
Listen,
What do you give it out of 10?
I went into this movie expecting it not to be very good. And I got that. But you know what? It's just fun. So my fun scale, I'll go at like 7.5. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I like the fighting.
I think, since they knew, they're kind of getting more of an idea of like, yeah, let's stray away from the human aspect. Let's focus more on what people paid to see. I mean, it's a popcorn movie at the end of the day, and it knows what it needed to be, and it did the job pretty darn well. I'd say an 8 out of 10.
There you go.
Because, I mean, script, that's 1 point off. The
credits.
The credits, that's another point. That still bugs me. You pay that much money to do all this VFX on, like, the Godzilla fight, and it's just like, we got Joe Schmo's name, like, kind of blocking a quarter of the screen. So, I mean...
man.
I don't know. But anyway, let's get into our Middle-earth spoiler territory.
Yeah, should we talk about the story? What it was? So Kong is in the middle of the earth, and Godzilla's upstairs sleeping in the Coliseum.
Yeah, I love that. Like, the Coliseum is Godzilla's little bed.
I love at the end he just goes back to it.
Yeah, I was not expecting, like, oh, this is his home now.
He can't
I
leave.
love that. I fucking love that.
I love it so much. I thought it was so funny. And so Kong needs Godzilla to help to defeat another Godzilla named Scarface. And then they team up.
Scar King, I think.
Oh, sorry, Scar King.
I got the same thing. I misunderstood the assignment there, too.
Whatever. He has a scar on... No, he doesn't have a scar on his face!
He might.
I don't remember him
It's,
having
like,
a
hard
scar.
to tell with his red fur and, like, the red.
Yeah. But basically, there's 3 plots.
Yeah.
Godzilla is going to charge up. Kong has a little baby Kong, and they're, like, teaming up together.
And there's a prophecy with
There's
the
a
little
prophecy.
girl.
The human element. We love the human element.
The human element is just, I can do this now.
It's ridiculous.
I'm home, Mom. I can do this now. And then it happens. And, by the way, so Mothra's in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mothra.
Who would have thought?
After perishing in Godzilla King of the Monsters, which was a genuine shock to us monsterverse fans, I mean, I would say that it was great to see Mothra on the big screen again. And I was kind of thinking, like, they better not kill my girl Mothra off again.
He's barely in it.
I know, but I love my Mothra.
You're like, don't die.
Basically, that was kind of me. I'm like, don't die again.
I'm not a huge fan of Mothra. I don't get it.
It's a giant moth. There's nothing really to get.
Yeah, but they don't like fight or anything.
No,
well, he does kind of fight, yeah.
Like spits at stuff.
I think Godzilla and Kong are cooler. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna
There's
that gets that.
so many monsters in this movie, though.
Yeah, there's one that kind of is like a Stegosaurus ice thing.
It's Godzilla!
Which, by the way, Scar King riding on top of the thing, I'm like, that does not look comfortable. I mean, it looks badass, but it does not look comfortable.
There's so many spikes. And he's
Yeah.
an ice one, too, so, like, wouldn't it be icy?
Yeah, just like, does he control where on his body it gets cold or not cold?
Yeah.
Or, like, what the whole shebang is there? But, I don't know. I mean, he looked cool.
Yeah.
I love me a Stegosaurus Ice Boy, you know? It's great.
Stegosaurus Ice Boy. Yeah, there's, like, just a ton of different monsters in this one. And they're, like, all cool and everything, like, the design of them. Again, like, I would love to be on the design team and just draw out monsters all day.
Yeah, that's what my brother and I did growing up. Just try to, like, draw these different monsters. I'm like, you know what, Warner Brothers? Buy them. Buy these little drawings off of me and add them to your mod. Toho, hook me up.
Don't get sued. The Batman situation all over again.
Oh, man. But, yeah, you know, I thought the little Kong boy.
Oh my gosh. Wait, can I talk about the intro to him?
Yeah, talk about little Kong
So
boy.
he comes, the little Kong comes and starts to beat up Big Kong, and Kong basically uses him as a baseball bat to beat up other Kongs.
It's like the Hulk, like, Loki scene from Avengers, except, like, instead of just the floor, Hulk would use Loki as a sword.
Yes!
Just like, boom, 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 boom.
All I could think is the Will Smith, keep my wife's name out of baby mouth. It was so funny.
Oh, man. Like, it is so just a fun time of a movie.
Yeah.
It's like, I did not care half of what was going on. I just, like, saw me some
As long
kaijus
as you had
fighting.
fun, that's all that mattered. Yeah.
I'm just like, this is very refreshing.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing.
It's very different than some of the other movies we've seen.
Yeah. I mean, what, Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire, another empire, that of which is of the Frozen variety.
Yes.
I mean, it was fine. I mean, it kind of felt like it was just a rehash of something else, and just like too much. This was like gonna do its own thing. See, I like movies that even when they're not the greatest thing ever, they like go all out in their niche, you know.
They knew what it was.
Exactly.
Yeah, which was nice and all that. Like, we didn't have, like, it didn't really even explain stuff, too. It's like, you're on board or you're not. Like, get ready.
Yeah, it did exactly that.
Yeah.
And I'm just here for it. In fact, why didn't they have the Godzilla mouth popcorn bucket?
No, Ethan, not again. We can't keep doing this.
Stop me. No, but I mean, wouldn't that be cool? Instead, they just had like this weird generic like rock, two-colored looking thing, and I'm just like, dude, just have like Godzilla like as if he's shooting up his radioactive.
That would be cool.
Breath.
Oh, and one of them could be here. I got you, marketing team. One of them could be the Kong fist with the.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Kong gets a new like fist thingy. It was kind of neat.
He's basically like I want to say 1/5 Bumblebee. That's what he is.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, you didn't see that thing and thought like, oh, Kong is becoming Bumblebee right there. It's like they ran out of robot hands, and they're like, oh,
we gotta give him something.
Like, went over to the neighboring studio and just picked that up, and like, all right, you guys aren't using it. You guys don't have any movies coming out.
It did kind of remind me of a little bit of Transformers. I got a Transformers vibe from this movie.
Yeah, except this one knew what to do with the material.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen any of the recent Transformer movies, so I can't say if they've been doing that.
I was thinking, like, old Transformers.
Yeah, the Michael Bay stuff.
Yeah, Michael Bay!
Yeah, I completely get where you're coming from on that. But, I mean, guys, you have got to see this movie. If you...
Just for fun.
Yeah, just for fun. Heck, I mean, you know, just get some friends together. Don't even tell them what it is. Just say, hey, we're going to go see a movie. You go see it. Regardless of your background, it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
Give a blast.
Yeah. Yay, monsters!
I was kind of surprised though that there was no post-credit scene.
Yeah, that's very not on brand for them either, which was kind of weird because I feel like most of the Godzillas and Kongs have post-credit scenes.
Yeah, especially after Monarch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do they go from here? Do they make a third one?
Like, would they continue the Godzilla and Kong thing, or would they like kind of proceed to a Godzilla or some
Godzilla
sort of...
3, Kong, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you gotta keep going.
Yeah,
Top
I mean,
this
especially
one.
after this opening weekend.
Yeah, seriously, it was a good start, so.
Yeah. I mean, March generally was just such a crazy good year at the box office,
Oh my
including
God.
this one.
March was insane this year, and we saw a lot of stuff in March.
Yeah, it's just so busy. Like, okay, what we got? We got Doom Part 2 that came out the 1st of March.
And they're doing well, too, on sits under $1 million.
Yeah, and then you got, like, Love Lies Bleeding.
That was really hard for you to say,
yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring up that we saw that.
We saw it.
We saw it.
Frozen Empire.
Yeah, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And,
Roadhouse came out.
Roadhouse, yeah,
Yes.
there's another one. I mean,
Yeah.
which should have been released in the theaters.
Should have been, yeah.
I don't know what, like, even with this whole debacle about, oh, this was the agreement they got, and they chose money over that, so it's their fault, or he said, she said.
Whatever.
It's like, listen, Amazon, if you're the one that agreed to that deal, you're the one at the end of the day that makes the decision. You should have had a theater. That's a missed opportunity on your end. I mean, you done goofed.
Conor McGregor was great in that movie, though.
Oh my gosh. What a blast, Conor McGregor. I honestly was kind of like, this movie is like pretty enjoyable, and then Conor McGregor shows up on screen. I love that. That movie went up to like a much higher score for me once McGregor showed up. He's fucking hilarious.
Oh my god. This is our quick review of these movies.
Yeah, I mean, seriously though, March was such a great month. I mean, all these movies made over like 45 million on, opening weekend. And regardless where they end up, that's a pretty damn good, like stacked week, like, or month, weekend to weekend.
You know what? March is becoming such a popular month for movies because last year you had Across the Spider-Verse, you had Creed 3, you had the John Wick film. You had a lot in March. So March is becoming really popular.
Yeah, and it's not slowing down in April. I mean, we got Monkey Man coming out.
Yes.
Civil War.
Stay tuned for reviews, everyone.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's going to be this is a crazy couple of months we got going on right now.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was so glad that we were able to finish March and start April off with a good old kaiju smashing session. Don't take that. Don't
take that though, Ron. It's all good.
But yeah, just I love movies.
Me too.
Yeah, so this was enjoyable. Go see Godzilla, X Kong, Cross Kong.
Cross Kong.
They're Christian. It's cross. No.
They're Christian. They're cross.
No. Go see Godzilla, X Kong, New Empire. I keep forgetting it's like New Empire.
Yeah, is it a New Empire or the New Empire? Wait, now I'm confused.
Go see Godzilla, X Kong, X and O Kong. They hug
each other. They make.
Dude, Godzilla like with his eyes at the end. It's just
Whoa.
I thought they
were
were gonna get it on at one point.
Do you like pink Godzilla or blue Godzilla
better?
Blue. What? I like pink. Annmarie and Ethan coming.
Warner Brothers.
We got you.
No,
what?
I gotta say, man, blue. I mean, pink. Don't get me wrong, it looks great. I actually thought they were gonna do a combo. I thought it was gonna be like a blue-pink kind of blend, and then you see the trailer, it's like we only get pink.
Warner Brothers, I got you. I like the pink. It was cool.
You know, at the end of the day, it went with the aesthetic. I like the pink, but I gotta love the blue more. That's all.
Whatever.
Crucify me.
At least they didn't go green. That would have been weird.
That would have been like so redundant. That's like green on green action.
Yeah, I wouldn't have worked that
Yeah,
out.
I feel like that would have been like a early 2000s toy that's like was kind of like lazily made, like where the figure itself looks cool, but the lights are kind of like just a slightly darker, brighter green.
I love how
And it's
this
like you'll
keeps
like it
going.
because it flashes. Don't worry,
It
you'll get you a Happy Meal.
flashes. Get your Happy Meals.
So, I mean, hey, did you guys see Godzilla X Kong? What do you guys think of it? Did you love it? Do you want more? Do you want more kaiju films, or do you think this should be the last one?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. The numbers don't say that. But hey, no matter what you're thinking, let us know in those comments down below, and we're happy to hear your takes on our tapes.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, anything else, Annmarie?
I'm trying to think of something funny, but I can't think of anything funny.
And that within itself is the greatest comedy of all.
Yay!
And with that, folks, I've been Ethan.
I'm Annmarie.
And thank you for joining us on Cassette Take, where you can eject wherever you want, but please don't forget to rewind. Hope you have a great beginning of April, and see all the movies, and stay tuned for our reviews.
Yay!
And hopefully by our next episode, Annmarie will have the greatest joke of all time.
I can't think of anything. Just cut.
Take care. Take care, guys. Bye.